What's going on, everybody? This is Deshaun Two Raw, host of the Belts Bucks YouTube channel, and today we're going to be going over my NBA picks and predictions for tonight's NBA action. Last night, hit on another one of my play of the days. That's 9 straight days hitting our play of the day. If you've been rocking with me, doing the $10 to $1,000 challenge, you're probably already there. So this is day 10. I am going to start over. I'm going to start over starting today. I'm going to do $10 on the play of the day. And we're pretty much going to do it again. We're going to run it right back. 9 straight days. Let's hope we can get another 9 straight days. We'll be up another band. So if you're rocking me and have been following those picks, make sure you get into Discord. I will leave that in the description. But make sure you get in there. I post the play of the day in there every day, including all other picks. So make sure you guys get in there. But y'all know what we got to do. Let's get into these NBA picks and predictions. First game up, we got a good one. We got the Golden State Warriors at the Boston Celtics, 7 o'clock p.m. EST. Celtics, 11.5-point home favorites, over under 216 and a half. That's probably one of the lower totals that we're going to see today for this slate. But for the Warriors, you have LJ Cryer as a game time decision. Let's see if there's any other news on him. Nope, straight game time decision. Moses Moody is out. Gary Payton II is listed as probable per ESPN. Quinn Post is a game time decision, and Seth Curry is out. Stephen Curry is still out as well. I don't know when he's going to be back. They might just not activate him again for the season. But Al Horford's also out. Let's see if anybody else is out. Nope. That's pretty much it. For the Celtics, obviously we know Vucevic is out. For the Warriors, 1-4 in their last 5 games. This will be their 3rd straight road game. They are currently on a 1-game winning streak. For the Celtics, winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their 3rd straight home game. They are currently on a 2-game winning streak. These 2 teams have already met once this season. Boston leads the season series 1-0. They got a 121-110 win in Golden State on February 19th. Now returning to Boston. I think this is a similar type deal here. I think they blow them out again, honestly. I think 11.5 is right on that line. Boston at home, where they play better basketball. Golden State, they play significantly worse on the road. They're banged up, still injured. Both teams coming off a rest. Like I said, this is a very low total, but I'm just going to lay it with Boston here. Like I said, they should take Golden State behind the woodshed here. Like I said, Boston's fully healthy. They're at home in front of their fans. Golden State, they play worse on the road right here. So give me Boston. I'll lay the 11.5 and slight lean towards the over in this one. Next one up, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Brooklyn Nets, 7:30 p.m. EST. Thunder, 19.5-point road favorites. My goodness. Over under 213.5, as if the total can't go any lower than that. For the Thunder, Ben Carlson, game time decision. J-Dub, game time decision. Sorber's still out. For the Nets, Ben Saraf is a game time decision. Terrence Mann is also a game time decision, but is listed as probable per ESPN. Nolan Traore is listed as probable per ESPN. Michael Porter Jr. is a game time decision for the Nets. For the Thunder, clean sweep, 5 out of 5 wins. This will be their 2nd straight road game. They're currently on a 5-game winning streak in their last 5. And they will be on the back end of a back-to-back with traveling all the way to Brooklyn from Orlando. For the Nets, 1-4 in their last 5 games. This will be their 2nd straight home game. They are currently on a 4-game losing streak. Oklahoma City leads the season series 1-0. They got a 105-86 win in Oklahoma City on February 20th. Now they going back to Brooklyn here. Like I said, they beat them by 19 in Oklahoma City. Now you're going all the way to Brooklyn. You're getting some guys back. Like I said, Traore and Terrence Mann both should be back in the lineup for Brooklyn tonight. Oklahoma City on the back end of a back-to-back with travel coming from Orlando. Saraf, like I said, game time decision. Michael Porter Jr. game time decision. If you can get both of those guys to play, I wouldn't mind taking a Brooklyn Nets bet since they're getting 19.5. I mean, the Thunder didn't cover yesterday against Orlando. They were laying 10. Yeah, they were laying 10. I think they ended up winning by like 7. And Oklahoma City, I thought they were going to run away with it. They were. But they just squandered it at the end. Ended up not covering. It's all right. But like I said, Thunder has not been the same covering team ATS this season like they were last season, where they were the most profitable ATS team we've ever seen. But with the injury news as it is right now, there's also a chance that J-Dub comes back and Oklahoma City is at full strength. It will only be Thunder for me, minus the 19.5. I'm not going to sit right here and take Brooklyn to cover 19.5 against Oklahoma City. Brooklyn sucks. But if I get the same lineup for OKC as they did yesterday, and I can get everyone available for Brooklyn, then I might be on Brooklyn. Money's already coming in on Brooklyn plus the 19.5. Like I said, if you want the Thunder, just wait. Just wait. But yeah, lean Thunder minus 19.5. Next one up, we got the Portland Trailblazers at the Indiana Pacers, 7:30 p.m. EST. Blazers, 10.5-point road favorites, over under 232.5. For the Blazers, Robert Williams III is a game time decision. Vic Krejci, whatever his name is, he's a game time decision. Chris Youngblood, also a game time decision. Shane Sharp is still out, and Lillard is still out. For the Pacers, Michael Potter, game time decision. Nembhard, game time decision. Siakam, game time decision. And yep, that's pretty much it. For the Blazers, winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their second straight road game. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak. They also have a little trend going on where they win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1. Y'all know how I go. For the Pacers, gentlemen sweep, 0-5 in their last 5 games. They have been getting the belt. This will be their first home game since the 13th of March. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak. Pacers also on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, coming back home. These two teams have already matched up once this season. Portland leads the season series 1-0. Portland got a 131-111 win at home on March the 8th. So literally like 10 days ago they played. Now they're coming back in this one. Like the Portland's going to have a majority of their heavy hitters. Portland still has things to play for. Indiana does not. And like I said, how everything looks, like I said, Potter, Nembhard, Siakam, you don't know if they're going to play. And all those guys right there didn't play yesterday. Against New York. So since they didn't play yesterday, they may be obligated to play today. So you might get Indiana at full strength here. That's what I'm worried about. I'm gonna wait and see. But as the injury report looks, I'm on Portland. But if Nembhard and Siakam both play, I will be on Indiana, and I also will be taking Indiana on the money line. I think that Indiana could definitely hang with Portland. But I need Siakam and Nembhard to play. I need those guys to play. So yeah, it'll be Blazers for me at the current line, but just keep an eye out for the injury report and see if Nembhard and Siakam are ruled in. If so, I will be on Indiana. Next one up, we got the Toronto Raptors at the Chicago Bulls, 8:00 p.m. EST. Raptors, 7.5-point road favorites, over under 234.5. For the Raptors, Colin Murray-Boyles is a game time decision, but he is listed as doubtful per ESPN. Chucky Hepburn is a game time decision as well. For the Bulls, Colin Sexton, game time decision. Isaac Okoro is listed as doubtful per ESPN. Jaden Ivey is out. Anthony Simons is out. Zach Collins is out. For the Raptors, winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their first road game since the 11th of March. They are currently on a 2-game winning streak. For the Bulls, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. This will be their second straight home game. They are currently on a 1-game winning streak. These two teams have already met twice this season. Toronto leads the season series 2-0. Toronto got a 123-107 win at home on February 5th. Then followed it up with a 110-101 win in Chicago on February 19th. Toronto comes to this game with the rest advantage. Toronto. One thing about Toronto is they struggle against teams above 500, but below 500 teams, they beat ass. Simple as that. They beat ass. It would be Raptors minus 7.5 for me. And also lean towards the under 234.5. Yeah, definitely under 234.5. It's just like I said. I mean, both of these teams are. You can't trust either of these teams. You can't trust Chicago. You can't really trust Toronto either. But like I said, Toronto, they play their better brand of basketball against teams below 500. That qualifies for the Bulls. Even though the Bulls are at home and stuff like that, like I said, it doesn't matter for me. Like I said, Toronto has the rest advantage. Toronto's the better basketball team. So give me the Raptors minus 7.5 and the under 234.5 in this one. Next one up, we got the Utah Jazz at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves, 13.5-point home favorites. This will be played at 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Over under 231.5. For the Jazz, Ace Bailey is a game-time decision dealing with a concussion. John Conchar is a game-time decision. Keontae George is out. Markkanen is out, et cetera, et cetera. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards out again. This will be his second straight missed game. For the Jazz, 1-4 in their last 5 games. This will be their third straight road game. They are currently on a 3-game losing streak. For the Timberwolves, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. This will be their second straight home game. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak, and they're on the back end of a back-to-back. Minnesota leads the season series 2-1. This will be the 4th matchup between these two teams. Minnesota got a 137-97 win at home on November 7th. Then followed it up with a 120-113 win in Utah on November 10th. Then Utah got their get back. They got a 127-122 win in Utah on January 20th, my birthday. For this game here, Minnesota on the back end of a back-to-back, still playing at home in a house of disappointment. Utah, they are clearly tanking. Still no Anthony Edwards. Utah has the rest advantage. I wanna play Utah so bad. I really, really do. I feel like that this is – yesterday we faded Minnesota yesterday against Phoenix. I had Phoenix outright money line and plus the 4. Minnesota came out balling. That's fine. They are still the house of disappointment for a reason. They will go out and beat Phoenix like that and then fuck around and lose outright to the Utah Jazz. Do I think that happens tonight? I don't know. But I'm on Utah plus a 13.5. I know that is absolutely atrocious work. But like I said, Utah has the rest advantage. Minnesota, no Ant-Man. Also on the back end of a back-to-back. Still playing in the house of disappointment. This is one of those letdown spots for Minnesota that we know that we are expecting. Minnesota does this every single time. They will look really, really good against a top-tier team, then come home and lose to a team like the Utah Jazz or the Sacramento Kings outright as 13 to 15.5-point home favorites. They will F around and lose this game. So, like I said, I would, I would absolutely love to take Utah on the money line. I think I might sprinkle Utah money line. It's just first half, you're going to get Utah's best effort. And then second half, they're going to be like, yeah, let's get right back into tank mode. And then end up blowing this game. So, yeah, I'm on Utah plus 13.5. Sprinkle a little bit on the outright money line. Also play the over at 231.5. I like that number. There is money coming in on the under. So if you want to just wait so you can get maybe a flat 230 or 230.5, even better. But I like the over at the current number. But yeah, it'd be Utah plus a 13.5 for me and a sprinkle on the outright money line in this one. Next one up, we got the Los Angeles Clippers at the New Orleans Pelicans, 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Pelicans, 2.5-point home favorites. Over under 234.5. Let's pull my stuff up right here. All right, let's try and run through these. For the Clippers, Benedict Mathurin is out. Kawhi Leonard is a game-time decision. Darius Garland is a game-time decision. Nienhauser is out, and Bill is still out. For the Pelicans, DeJounte Murray is a game-time decision, and McGowan is out. For the Clippers, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. 5 of their last 5 games were all played at home. This will be their first road game in a while. They are currently on a 2-game losing streak. For the Pelicans, they are winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their second straight home game. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak. These two teams have already met twice this season. LA leads the season series 2-0. They got a 126-124 win at home in the Intuit Dome on October 31st. Then they followed it up with a 137-117 win in the Intuit Dome on March the 1st. Like I said, Pelicans at home. Pelicans, I feel like the Pelicans should be better than they are, especially with DeJounte Murray in the lineup. I feel like they should honestly be competing for a playoff spot right now, at least a play-in. But the Pelicans are a very, very sneaky team. If they're like healthy for like majority of the season, they are a playoff team. This is a good enough team to be in the playoffs. I love the players that they have. DeJounte Murray complements this team very well. Same thing with the Clippers. But y'all know how I feel about the Clippers. The Clippers did get off my do not bet list, but I did bet them against the Kings, and they lost that game outright. I also had a play of the day on that game, which was the under, and that hit. But you just can't trust the Clippers as a whole. So I'm not betting the Clippers here, not at the current number, and not with that injury report looking like that. With no Benedict Mathurin, Kawhi Leonard's questionable, and Darius Garland's questionable, absolutely no shot. It would be Pelicans for me. I think that, and like I said, the Pelicans are at home too. Yeah, give me the Pels. And at the current number right here, it would be over or pass. But I'm just on the Pelicans outright money line in this one. Next one up, we got the Atlanta Hawks at the Dallas Mavericks, 8:30 p.m. EST. Hawks, 8.5-point road favorites. Over under 237.5. Wow. For the Hawks, Jonathan Kuminga is a game time decision. For the Mavericks, Brandon Williams, game time decision, but he is listed as doubtful per ESPN. Caleb Martin, game time decision. Gafford, game time decision. Irvin still out and Lively still out. For the Hawks, clean sweep. 5 out of their last 5 games have all been straight W's. 5 out of their last 5 games were all home games. This will be their first road game in a while. They're on like a 9-game winning streak right now. They are hot. For the Mavericks, winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. This will be their first home game since the 13th of March. They are currently on a 1-game losing streak. Atlanta leads the season series 1-0. Atlanta got a 124 to 112 win in ATL on March the 10th. For me, like I said, they're at home, adding a full possession. Are the Hawks 9 points better than the Mavericks? Do we trust the Mavericks at home? The Hawks have been really, really hot. Like I said, granted, all those games have been home games. Their last 5 games were all home games. And now they finally go on the road to face a Dallas team who has been playing decent. They haven't been too bad. Like I said, they lost at New Orleans, but they went on the road and beat Cleveland. They lost at home to Cleveland. They went on the road, lost by 12 to Atlanta, went on the road and beat Memphis. So they show up in spots. Like I said, they have a trend going on. Loss, win, loss, win, loss. So I just think that this is a good spot for Dallas. I'm on Dallas plus the 8.5. This is likely something that I'm not going to be betting. I'll also lean over. So, yeah, Dallas plus 8.5 and a slight lean towards the over. 237.5, but more than likely for me, a no bet. Next one up, we got a makeup game. This game should have been played on January 25th, but couldn't be done. So, yeah, the Denver Nuggets going to Memphis to face the Grizzlies. 8:30 p.m. EST. Nuggets 13.5-point home favorites. 13.5-point road favorites. Over under 243.5. For the Nuggets, Payne Watson is a game-time decision. For the Grizzlies, Meshack is a game-time decision. Clark is out. Aldama's out. Scottie Pippen Jr. is out. John Morant is out. Let me see who else is out for this team. Their starting lineup should be Ty Jerome, Cedric Howard, Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson, and Olivier Maxence Prosper. Okay, yeah, that should be it. So, yeah. For the Nuggets, winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their first road game since the 14th of March. They are currently on a 1-game winning streak. For the Grizzlies, gentlemen sweep, 0-5 in their last 5 games. This will be their first home game since the 12th of March. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak. These 2 teams have already matched up twice this season. Denver leads the season series 2-0. Denver got a 125 to 115 win in Memphis on November 24th, then followed it up with a 122 to 116 win in Denver on February 11th. We like betting Memphis in Memphis. And this is a really, really bad spot for Denver. Denver's on the back end of a back-to-back with travel going to Memphis. We like betting Memphis in Memphis. That's where they play their better brand of basketball. They should have a majority of their players that they want to play available. They lost by 10. They lost by 6. Laying 13.5. Man. I would love to be on the Grizzlies, but I just can't do it. Man. I can do it. I'm on the Grizzlies plus a 13.5. Like I said, they play their better brand of basketball at home in the FedEx Forum. Same thing with Denver. Same thing applies for Memphis. They play significantly better at home. Memphis has the rest advantage. Denver's on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. I know Denver is significantly the better team. I know they're getting healthy and they have all their heavy hitters, but this is just a really bad spot for Denver. I think Denver still wins the game. I don't know. I just think 13.5 points is too many. Even though you don't really look into the first matchup. You can really look into the second matchup where they lost by 6 and they lost by 10 in the first matchup. So 13.5 seems like quite a few points when everything points towards Memphis here. So give me Memphis plus a 13.5, but I'm only under 243.5. I think that's way too many points. It's just like if Denver ends up blowing out Memphis, then I could definitely see the under hitting in this game. I think 243.5 is way, way, way too many points. And yeah, hopefully it goes up. Right now, I'm currently getting a 244.5. So I will definitely be on the under. So give me the Memphis Grizzlies plus 13.5, but a really good lean towards the under 243.5 in this one. Next one up, we got our final game of the day. We got the Los Angeles Lakers at the Houston Rockets, 9:30 p.m. EST. Rockets, 2.5-point home favorites, over under 221.5. For the Lakers, Maxi Kleber is out. For the Rockets, Jae'Sean Tate is out. Jae'Sean Tate is out. Steven Adams out. Van Vliet is out. For the Lakers, clean sweep. 5 out of their last 5 games are wins. This would be their second straight road game. They're currently on a 5-game winning streak in their last 5. For the Rockets, winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. This would be their third straight home game. They're currently on a 1-game losing streak. Houston also has a trend going on. Loss, win, loss, win, loss. There you go. These two teams have already matched up twice this season. The season series is tied 1-1. Houston got a 119-96 win in Lake Showtown on December 25th. Then the Lakers followed up with a 192 win in Houston on March 16th, literally 2 days ago. And I'm going to go right back towards the under. Yeah, I'm going to go back towards the under 221.5. These two teams match up really, really well. Like I said, the Lakers have been playing really, really good basketball. Really, really good basketball. It will only be Lakers for me. I am not playing Houston. Houston's on my do not bet list. Every time I bet them, they lose. Like I said, both of these teams coming off a rest. This is a good revenge spot for Houston. Really, really good revenge spots for Houston. And they're at home where they play their better brand of basketball. And like I said, they just saw this team and they just lost. So this is a good spot for a get back. Rest advantage can go both ways. Like I said, I would love to play Houston, but like I said, I can't play Houston because every time I play Houston, they do me dirty. So it would only be the Lakers for me, but I am going to be on the under 221.5. It is currently moved to 222.5. So yeah, I'm going to be on the under 22.5 in this one. And that's going to wrap it up for my NBA picks and predictions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. It really helps out with my algorithm, and it gets these videos out to more people like you searching for free picks. Also, go follow my boy at Marky Picks. He's absolutely killing the player prop scene. Make sure you give him a follow and let him know that I sent you. Also, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you tap into the Discord that features myself and at Marky Picks. We post all of our personal and exclusive only Discord plays in that Discord. Whether you're looking for soccer, NHL, college basketball, you name it, all of it is in there. We post daily, and it's all completely free. I will leave the link down to the Discord in my description. Also, I do put my play of the day in the Discord. So if you want that, go into the Discord, scoop it up, all completely free. But that's it. That's all. My name is Deshaunty Raw, host of the Belts to Bucks YouTube channel, and I'm out of here.